Hi guys, it's Lindsay here. I am out at my grandma's this week, but it is Thursday and I wanted to bring you a video. So I am bringing you a video on how I built my cat cabinet. So if you're thinking, what the heck is a cat cabinet? I used to have my cat like up on a shelf. I had problems with the dogs getting in the food, the dog getting in the litter, which was disgusting. And I just needed somewhere for the cat to go or the dog wouldn't be able to get into the food or the litter. So I built this beautiful, beautiful cat cabinet for the cat. And she's using it so far and loving it. So I'm glad that now I have a space for her. Now it gives me the space to redo the closet that she was in. I'm actually gonna make it 2 closets. So that's a project for a future video. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss that video that'll be coming up here very shortly because I need the additional storage space. So with that, let's get right on into the build. I'm trying to use what I had for this project, but I didn't have any legs and I kind of wanted it to be up off the ground a little bit so I could sweep under it easily. So I've got 4 parson's legs and then some hinges that I just had on hand. They're kind of the wrong color, but we make do with what we got. And then I had some scrap 3/4 plywood left over from the pantry build. So I'm going to start out here by just cutting the bottom and the shelf that are going to be part of this. And I cut those to 24 inches long by 14 inches wide because that was just going to be the best to fit my litter box that I'm using. And after I get those 2 cut, I'm going to cut my sides to 27 inches by the same width, which is 14 inches. And you can adjust these, like the width, it just depends on the width of your litter box. You can always adjust it to the width of your litter box and what works best with your kitty cat. I gave my cat about 20 inches of headroom to kind of jump in and out of the box because I was using a taller litter box. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about when you watch the end of this. I want to show you guys this Kreg Jig, how to work it, because there were some questions on my toddler bunk bed video about like the depth and stuff like that. So if you get a kit like this, it will come with this little washer. I'm going to call it that because I don't know what it is. It's probably not right, but whatever. And it'll also come with this Allen wrench to tighten it. And what you'll do is put that washer over and then put it back in, and you'll adjust this to the depth of your board. Get this out of the way. So we've got a 3/4 inch board, so we're just gonna put it, whoop, we're just gonna slide that all the way up. Make sure your tip is seated in there. We're just gonna get it to where it's right at 3/4, and then take our Allen wrench and tighten it down. So you set this to the depth of your board, whether that's 1/2 inch or like really thick or wherever you're going with it.
I hadn't somebody taken that out.
Also, you want to set the depth on your Kreg Jig also. You just squeeze these little things and slide them up or down to the correct depth of your board that you're using. So I'm just drilling the pocket holes in the shelf piece and the bottom piece of my furniture, I am going to then drill into the sides, but I'm not putting pocket holes in the sides. I'm just skipping that and putting the pocket holes in the shelf and the bottom piece. And now I'm just attaching the bottom piece to the side. The side piece is what's vertical there. And just attaching that on both sides. And then I'm gonna add in my shelf piece. And I'm not gonna put this all the way to the top because that's what's making my shelf. I'm gonna add a top in just a little bit. But I wanted about 6-inch clearance for the shelf and the top. That way I can add the food container. Now for the back of this cabinet, I just used an 1/8 of an inch piece of plywood, just something really thin that I had on hand, and just measured it to fit. And now I'm just measuring and cutting out my top. I just wanted to make it 1 inch longer on the sides and the front. That way we had a little bit of overhang. And I also took the sander and rounded out those corners so we don't have any little babies bumping their heads on a piece of furniture. So I've marked my drill bit here with some tape so I don't go too deep in our piece right here, and we're about to install our parsonage blades. Here on the top, I am just adding 1 food bowl for my cats. I'm not doing water because they have water in the bathroom and the cat and the dog share. So I just need 1 food bowl. And if you are gonna put water up here, I would suggest getting some Thompson's water seal and putting that, once you stain it, put that over the top, because that's gonna be the best thing to protect your wood surface from the water. And you can also move these food bowls around. You can put them just on one side. I chose to put it in the middle so I could put tubs on either side and they could go all the way to the back. So that's what I chose to do, but this you can play with, make it your own. I got Jay to help me with the hinges here, and we just stuck those on. I know you can't see this. I can't undo it now, and I can't refilm it, but we're just putting on the hinges, pretty standard stuff here. And like I said, I used what I had. So the front 2 doors didn't come together all the way, so I did add this little decorative piece of 1/4 inch plywood to the front, and I kind of like the way that it ended up looking anyway. And finally I made Jay cut out my little cat door, and now all it needs is paint. I started out by staining the top of this with a walnut stain. This is the same stain that I used on my bookcase and in the pantry on the countertops. I like the darker wood stain for that. And I also stained the legs with the same walnut color, and then gave the whole rest of the furniture piece a good coat of high gloss white. It'll be easier to clean that way, and I like the way that it looks with the light and dark. So when that was all dry, I just added this little litter catcher mat. I bought this one at TJ Maxx for like $4. And I added in this litter box, which it's just a dish pan that you can get at like Dollar General for $3. But it has higher sides and it's skinnier than the normal litter boxes, so it was perfect for me because I wanted a thinner furniture piece. I am gonna get a little magnetic closure for the top of this. So if you have made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and see more projects like this and others in the future. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
What was that? It's a cricket.
Oh my gosh.